Well, good morning, church. Thank you for joining us for our daily Devo. Today we're in Acts chapter 1, verses 6 to 11. This is where Luke tells us just a little bit of what Christ said when he ascends into heaven. Now, we know this isn't all he said. It's all that Luke decides to tell us. A matter of fact, we know in Matthew we're given the Great Commission, where that's giving really the essence that Jesus is calling his people to make disciples. He tells them, again, how to do it by going, by baptizing, by teaching to obey everything Jesus has taught. Well, here he's letting them know this mission, this good news is not just for the Jews. It's going to start with them, but it's going to expand. See, I don't think they totally got that yet, and they're going to. And he lets them know. He says, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you. You'll learn about that tomorrow. And then he says, after they receive the power, then they will be his witnesses. And then he tells them there'll be a witness in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost parts of the world, or the ends of the earth, as some translations say. If you look at that, this really is an outline of the book of Acts. We're going to see at Pentecost that there's a launch of the church in Jerusalem. And then for a long time, everything that's happening is happening in Jerusalem. Then it's going to extend. We're going to see the first missionary journeys, and we'll see Paul and Barnabas. They'll go into Judea and to Samaria. And ultimately, by the end of the book, we'll have Paul in Rome, and the message of the gospel is taken to the utter parts of the world. See, that's what the gospel is called to do. We're called to take the message around the world. Now, never forget, sometimes we can be so focused that we'll send in the message there, we forget we have a Jerusalem. In other words, God has strategically placed you in a neighborhood, at a workplace, with your kids' friends. I mean, these different places where you are the closest person to someone who doesn't know Christ. And you, to them, can be that witness, that person who breaks down that wall, that person who invites them to find out about Christ, to come to church. And we need to know that we have a missional field. I love how one pastor says it, that each of us have a missional field of 8 to 15 people that are right next to us, that those are the people we are to pray for, we are to invest, we are to look for an opportunity to share the gospel, we are to invite them. They're our local mission, but we're called beyond that. See, at Willowbrook, we want to reach the North Alabama area, but we also reach beyond that. We have our disaster restoration team. They go and serve if there's a hurricane or there's a tornado. We've done mission trips in other cities helping to the establish of churches. See, we also want to see the United States reach for Christ, but it doesn't stop at those borders. Guess what? We reach around the world. A percentage of every dollar you give is going to missions, both local and around the world. Once a year, we do a missions offering that the money is spent to, again, some here, some local, some around the world. And all that money you give is investing, because guess what? The gospel is to be taken around the world. But you don't have to just give your money. We take mission trips. We would love for you to pray about coming on one of our trips, getting a chance where you can be in a different culture and you can see God use you to share the gospel with others. What's exciting is you go through the book of Acts, you're going to see it start in Jerusalem, spread out, until in a generation, every part of the known world knew the message of Christ. There was a representation because they took seriously what God commanded them to do. Guys, thank you so much for being on this trek and our daily devotions, and I hope you'll continue tomorrow.